Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Double Feature Podcast. Another late one, but we're here nonetheless. Be grateful, please. Be grateful. As always, before we get into all the topics, we're only covering really two today. But before we get into it, please, do us a favor, subscribe, click the bell. All of that helps us out. It's completely free. And visit any of the links to support us on our social medias or anything. Obviously, we're covering the weekly Peacemaker episodes, but also as Gen V released, we're covering those as well. So we're going to be talking about both of those recent episodes. Go ahead and jump down in the comments and tell us anything regarding this last or latest episode of Gen V Season 2 and Peacemaker Season 2. We'd love to discuss with you all. Yeah. So, obviously, there's a lot to talk about here. Peacemaker is, on its finale. This is the penultimate episode, and Gen V's kind of midway through the season. Well, I guess over halfway through the season now. But, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the first topic, which is the fact that Gen V Season 2, Episode 5 dropped, and we got to see it, of course, and we're going to give our quick thoughts. We're going to give the rundown, what happened in here. And so, in this episode, after the last episode took place, mainly just revolving around the Marie versus Jordan fight that they were setting up. Right.
Kind of.
Yeah, it picks up off of that.
Well, it picks up actually with Sister Sage, actually.
Yeah, it gives us a little, 3 months ago type of thing, where Sister Sage and the Dean have a little thing going. And didn't expect to see her.
Which is very in character for Sister Sage. She's actually so fucking sick. It's crazy.
I can't remember.
Like, every time I see her do something, I'm like, this is a sick individual. Like,
I can't remember exactly if she was ever in the trailers at all. But the only person I expected from the boys was Starlight. I did not expect a Sister Sage, let alone in episode 5, which has me wondering, are we going to see anyone else? What's going to happen?
Or is she going to have an actual role that ends up, being fulfilled in this season? Like, there's a reason they're, maybe setting her up for something per se. I don't know.
And so, chaos ensues. And mainly in this episode, what we revolve around is kind of, we touch on Sam's personal life just a little bit. And the rest of the group really is kind of, they get kind of arrested and sent to this raft prison thing over the course of this episode. But I want to talk about Sam first because we
Almeida, is that what it's called? Almeida.
The prison.
Almeida.
It's something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But
Elmira.
Yes. We catch up with Sam though, with his parents. And how, Sam is still a tweaker. And we find out that it's a genetic thing.
Yeah, it's not a see, I always thought he was just a tweaker. But actually, I like just a tweaker. Like, I didn't think that there was anything genetically wrong with him. I think that's very interesting.
The show,
just a layer of his character to kind of be there and be present the whole time you watch Sam and think about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, the show up to this point is set up and is assuming at least that most of the audience thinks that Sam's behavior comes from his Compound B injection. But, he discovers that
I never thought that. I never assumed that. But at the same time, I didn't know it was a genetic thing. I always kind of thought it was just a this is just a fucking he just kind of has
just developed over trauma, some
or he just has a short temper and he's bipolar or something
I don't know. We find out that it's kind of a genetic thing, and we get some scenes with him and his mom kind of I guess it's like therapy basically for Sam. He kind of accepts who he is, and the relationship with his parents kind of gets stronger. He shoves his dad 10 feet back. That was crazy.
It's kind of scary because Sam is strong as hell. I like the conversation that he had with his dad. I like the whole little part where he's measure me and stuff like that. I like how they play. I like how they don't play it safe though. Like Sam still loses his shit. Like the
Yeah.
moment he sees his mom out there on the phone and stuff, like it's very like it's a quick turn and he loses. Same thing when he's talking to his mom on the swings. It's like he has a little moment where he quickly turns. I like that they're not playing it safe and just having like this like, sad or like melancholic scene that's like, explaining Sam his emotions. Like he's still like, can't control him. It's just he's like figuring out like what it is that's causing
Hmm.
these things, and like maybe that can help him going further. I like this. I like
Yeah.
this little character journey for Sam. I think it would have been helpful in the first season. Then you wouldn't have to do it in this season. But again, like, hey, I like it. Like so.
And then the other small thing I guess I should mention is Polarity is having like aneurysms, panic attacks. I don't know
Yeah.
what to call it,
Professor X
but
and Logan, like when like
yeah,
when Logan is like
and fucking
trying to fucking he's
everything
like
is like
killing people. Yeah, everything. That's kind of what it like seemed like, which I wonder what that does. I mean, I was really scared when I saw the fucking knives and shit. I was like, oh my god,
yeah, all
I
the
don't
metal
know,
was like flying around him and
yeah,
going into every wall and crevice. But the main thing that happens in this episode, as I said earlier, is our group. You know, Emma, Kate, Marie, Jordan. Who else? Is there anyone else that I'm missing that went there?
Emma, K, Marie, Jordan.
Pretty sure
No,
that's about it.
oh her sister,
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to that,
which
but
is wild. But yeah, I'm
they're
pretty sure that's
taken
it.
to
Pretty
this.
sure that's it.
It looks like the Raft from the MCU. Like it is this circular prison for
Yeah, literally.
metas or superheroes or Compound V people. And they have like the power dampeners from like the Suicide Squad and fucking Deadpool 2, like
Or like Arkham
or
Asylum.
like Arkham.
It
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of like Arkham. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, they're kind of stuck in this prison, and they're trying to find ways to get out. And during all of this, Kate, she was wearing a like wig this whole time. After her
Mm-hmm.
events from the last season, she was wearing a wig, and she has to take it off obviously before she goes in. And she has staples in her head, and uh she takes out the staples, conveniently and intelligently uses these things to shimmy in the collar or whatever it is, and
Mm-hmm.
she gets broken loose, and she's like right next to Emma, and so as she unlocks her, she kind of fakes, like she's passed out or whatever when the guards come in,
Yeah.
and that's when she uses her powers, but obviously her powers are still clunky right now. So she
Yeah.
tells the guard, "Give me the keys," or does she say like unlock every cell or something? She says like something
I
like
think she
that.
said like unlock. I think she said like unlock my thing and then give me the keys.
Yeah. And then the guy's like, "Sure," and he just starts stabbing himself like
With
he
the
just
keys. Yeah.
and then yeah, Kate gets the keys, breaks, and then they break everyone now. But in the midst of all this, right before this happens, Marie is taken to another cell. She's taken out by the dean. The dean is just he wants to unlock Marie to her highest potential, and so he
Look, man,
needs.
look. He seems like a sick individual, and he's clearly the antagonist. But Cypher getting shit done for me, man. Like Cypher's doing it for me in this show. Like the Dean, the actor portraying him, the situations they're putting him in, like the way, like the way he delivers his dialogue, and like how it's kind of like this, like I'm above you kind of thing, but not in an overbearing way to where it's like cheesy or corny. It's very like ominous. I really liked it when I saw that he had Marie's sister. I was like, that is crazy as fuck. Like that is like
So yeah, he takes
wild.
Marie, and he needs something over her to convince her to follow his orders and stuff. And he takes her to this cell with Marie's sister. I can't remember. Is this the first time we've seen her?
I feel like it is.
Me too. So yeah, we see Marie's sister, and he's like, "Yeah, if you want her to live, you want her to get out, you gotta do what I'm telling you to do." And she's like, "All right, like, cool." And so she's taken back to her cell or whatever. And like I said, as we catch up, everyone breaks out, but as everyone's breaking out, they go to Marie's the cell they were holding Marie's sister, and she is like gashed up, like blood everywhere, and Marie's unlocking some potential here. This is where we're kind of ending off, but she goes to her sister, and she's. It's not like this is fresh. Like she's been probably cut for a little bit.
She's
dead.
She's dead.
She's
and
Marie, right put some blood back in her, closes the wounds, probably circulates it back into her heart.
She literally Frankensteins.
Yeah, she literally
brings someone
back to life.
Insane.
And I can't remember a time where this has happened in the series, where up to this point, the closest thing we've seen was in the first season, Marie kind of just putting blood back into a cut. But like this is a person that was already supposedly dead. She's putting blood back into her, and she's closing the wounds, and it allows for a conversation of what else can Marie do. I don't remember her ever closing wounds. I don't remember her ever bringing someone back to life. So what else can she do? Like, what is the height of her?
Like, what's
abilities?
The next evolution from that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
and
some wild stuff.
I will say, the episode was off to a little rocky start in the first half, but the second half was very engaging. Once they got to the prison, it was like very engaging.
Yeah, it was kind of just like what I think what it was a lot of the first half was like setting up their little plan, their stupid fucking plan on a stupid fucking paper. It looks so stupid and childish. Like it was setting up that it was like Cypher kind of like doing his little thing. He had that little conversation with Polarity. He had that little moment with Sister Sage when she walked into the room while he was and on all that stuff. And then once it kind of got into that just back and forth between them at the prison and then Sam talking to his parents, like the rest of the episode, I think it really balanced itself out. And I really enjoyed this episode. I think it might be like my favorite episode. Kate is a fucking goat too. Like Kate is honestly, there is no like reason. Like
Kate's making up for mistakes.
Kate had all the reason in the world to not save them or like unlock herself and literally just say fuck everybody else. I mean, and I think I don't know. I find it kind of symbolic because in the first season, like Kate and Andre were like best friends. Like in the first season, like they were like that's the person Andre knew out of the cast. That was there. And like I find that kind of symbolic. I like it, especially after the whole character development. And when you see Kate take off that wig and stuff in her arm, I love that
moment. Little
I'm
nub,
just like,
her
dude,
little
like it's crazy
like
to see because it shows
so
you
weird.
it really adds dimension and depth to her character as this girl who like she's mad at all her imperfections but she knows what they are. And so when you see her, unlock everybody and stuff, I thought that was a really good moment. Like, so I'm curious to see where the next episode goes, especially knowing that how this ended off. I imagine.
Yeah, they're still in the prison.
They were even saying while they were getting in, like Jordan was even like, dude, it's a test. Like, it's a test. Like, it's a test. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case because this big ass alarm is sounding after they all break out. And all Kate needs to do is just defeat one security guard. There's no other security guards coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally a test, if like, which is very dark to think about, if Cypher literally purposely killed Marie's sister to see.
I think that's why.
Yeah, but that's just so fucking dark. Like that's really sick. Yeah. And I want to see what happens next. That this whole back half of that shit, what Sam might do. I don't know if he might come in or something. I'm curious to see. And Sister Sage, I think there's a reason she's here. I don't think she's like it was very random. She just shows up like in the beginning of the episode, like very randomly. I feel like that's just how a lot of these things are gonna go though, like because of the way that it's just the way they want to do the world building. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I really like this episode. I think this episode and the first episode are like my favorite episodes. But yeah,
really. I thought the first was the weakest.
I'm trying to think. It might have been the second one then. I don't know. I'm forgetting because we watched those first three in like a bunch, so I'm kind of forgetting. But yeah, I really like this episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Really got great in the back half, and it ended in with like a little cliffhanger where I'm curious where this goes. And obviously, like I said, we're unlocking new things about Marie, and I'm interested in what her ceiling is. What else can she do? Can she do anything? And what exactly is going on with this Dean with polarity? And like, how are these nodes gonna converge? How is Sam gonna get back into the mix? How is polarity gonna get back into the mix? How is the Project Odessa stuff gonna be solved? And what is the Dean's relationship between all these things? And whatever happens to the Dean in the end? Yeah, I'm curious, but yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Kate is just a wonderful character. Obviously, it goes without saying that Emma is just phenomenal. I'm sorry, everything she's so good in. Every single scene, no matter what, when she's on screen, I am very, very entertained. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. You all tell us in the comments below, what did you guys think about episode 5 of Gen V season 2? And anything related to Gen V, go ahead and let us know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. We would love to hear that, and it would be greatly appreciated if you guys liked, subscribed, click the bell, and all that. But yeah, please let us know your thoughts down below. But yeah, the next topic that we have is obviously the Peacemaker season 2 penultimate episode. Premiered, it dropped, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it because the last episode of Peacemaker before this ended with the Nazis being exposed. And 𝙁𝙗𝙀𝙀 running from an apocalypse, like it's like there's zombies, and that was one of the best episodes to me. And this is a follow up, not directed by James Gunn, but great follow up in my opinion. In this episode, 𝙁𝙗𝙀 gets her own kind of little subplot thing with Judo Master. In the midst of all of this, Harcourt is exposing the truth to Chris. And there's some heartfelt scenes in this episode. Yeah, the beginning of the episode opens up with like Chris knowing, or not knowing, but at least finding out that the world is insane and ran by Nazis. And chaos ensues. John Economos is still tied up at this universe's Peacemaker's crib. And what ends up happening is they all kind of not join, but they all not the dad, but Chris's dad, I guess, calls everyone basically to handle this situation. Like, what the hell is going on? And we come to find out that like this whole dementia stuff, they don't know. Like, this universe does not know what's in their possession, and also things are unraveled here that are very, very interesting, particularly with Chris's dad. And I think what this episode did so well was not only adding dimension to whatever this universe's Chris's relationship was with his own family, but dimension to the actual family. And I really appreciated it. And just like the last 10 minutes of this episode was so engaging, and just seeing two vigilantes doing things, like, they're amazing. I'm sorry, like, Vigilante is kind of OP at this point. He's a cheat code. Like, he genuinely makes the show go like up another level, like, every time he's on screen. But the episode concludes really with all of them at the house, and they're investigating, or not investigating, but what's the word? Interrogating, I guess. They're interrogating Peacemaker, and Peacemaker starts spilling the beans. He's like, yeah, I killed him, but like I had to, and all this stuff. And that's where we start learning. Obviously, we were hinted at it earlier. We could guess this, that this universe's Chris was not the best. He was not the best kind of guy. And Keith, obviously his brother, still adored him, and he's like angry. He is like furious that obviously you should be, that his brother's dead. But during this conversation, we get Peacemaker's dad kind of exposing that he is obviously he's a Nazi by technicality, like he is doing Nazi things to survive. But what he says in this speech that he gives is he tells Hardcore something like, if you fight for every injustice, like, like that's good for you. I just try to do what I can and eliminate the bad people and the evil in this world for what like whenever he can. And basically what he's saying is he's not a Nazi, but he is a Nazi. Basically, that's what he's saying is he does not, but particularly believe in the beliefs of a Nazi.
Yeah, I don't see him risking his life to join the freedom fighters or whatever they're
exactly,
called,
and that's the thing is
vigilante is a part of or whatever.
Yeah, he's explaining to Harcourt that he, even though he's not a Nazi, for his survival, he has to do certain things. And you know what? That means, just killing whatever bad people, criminals, kaijus like we saw earlier, things that will threaten the people of this world. And like he really explains that he doesn't really abide by the beliefs of the Nazis, but him doing that literally makes him a Nazi. Right after he gives this whole speech with the crescendoing music, Vigilante comes through the glass and just starts shanking him, like absolutely destroying this man's neck, just straight neck meat. And then obviously this is when this stuff starts escalating. They're on their way out. They're going back. And in the midst of all this, Rick Flag and Argus use Lex Luthor's little henchman from Superman, the guy with the big ass bifocals and the mustache, and he locates where it's at using the Luthor tech. And so they're on their way there, of course, but they're trying to escape. And Peacemaker is fighting his own brother, and then Eagly comes in, starts scratching the hell out of him. Then the rest of the 11th Street kids start holding him down and like pulling him back and start he's getting messed up, like he's getting cooked right now. And Peacemaker just sees his trauma just once again he's reliving it. He is seeing the potential of his own brother dying right in front of him because of him. And we get this scene where John Cena just belts out yelling. He goes over to him. He's like, let him go, let him go. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with all of us? And then he's like, it's always me. Like it's not the other universe. It's not whatever universe. That's not the issue. It's me. And it's this real conundrum and realization that is very consistent across Gunn's work with some characters. But Peacemaker is kind of reliving this. And right before Hardcore is going to like pull the trigger on his brother, the cops of that universe, of Earth X we're gonna call it, come in, and she's just gotta go. And Vigilante does this cool ass fucking like flipping over bullets and then kicks the door closed. And then we see Keith is still alive. Then in our universe where we are finally back in the main DCU, they pack up the QUC. I'm gonna call it a fucking suitcase, I guess. The QUC suitcase. And they meet Argus. Argus is there to confront them. And Chris gives himself up, obviously for the benefit of everyone. And that's where we end. Chris is handcuffed on his way. He's in the car on his way to Argus. And that's where we end this episode, this penultimate episode. A lot happened in like however short. This was one of the shortest episodes of the season, yet what I just described is like some of the most that has happened in an episode. And I'm curious how this will end. The finale is supposed to be like an hour long, so curious how that goes. But give your thoughts on this episode. What did you like? What didn't you like? Overall feelings. Yeah, go ahead and lay it down.
I mean, I thought it was just fine. I didn't think it was like anything crazy or whatever. I just feel like I just feel like I dig the concept and of the Earth X stuff, and James Gunn is clearly using every opportunity to explore it, but it just feels it almost feels like very lazy. Like when he's introducing like a second vigilante, it just feels like, hey, let's do a second vigilante for like the fuck of it. And like it's like they're like when vigilante
What?
says he doesn't like Peacemaker and
Mm-hmm.
he's on the freedom fighters thing, to me I'm like, oh wow, what does that mean? And it's like nothing there is really explored. There's no real turmoil when he
What do you
sees
mean?
another universe, when he sees Peacemaker, or like or
Well,
anything
because
like
he
that. Like
knows
it's
this
kind of
one's
just,
not
yeah,
evil.
I know, but it's just kind of like, okay, so like it's kind of just useless, kind of just there to literally have the Spider-Man meme, like literally.
That wasn't in
um
this episode.
No, I'm just saying, like it's there just to have two versions of Vigilante, like
Sure, yeah.
literally. And I feel like there's a lot of that kind of stuff in this whole concept of this universe, like where what's been happening with Rick Flag Jr. Nobody knows. Like they
He's a
literally
nobody.
introduced him in a very integral like point in Amelia Harcourt's like a very integral moment of her character journey, and then kind of just have forgotten about him since then. It's
What do you
I don't
mean?
know.
She didn't see Rick
What do you mean?
in this universe. She hasn't seen Rick. Our
No,
Amelia.
but I no, but I'm saying, imagine if our Amelia saw Rick.
Well, obviously there'd be turmoil there,
Like,
but Rick is a
but that's what
nobody
I
in
mean.
this
But that's what
universe.
I. But that's what. But that. But that's not what matters. It's about like what happens if she sees Rick Flag again. Like to me, that's what starts going through my head when you introduce these things.
Sure,
It's like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's interesting things, but no, it's kind of just never explored. It's just like nothing but like just like multiversal shit. Like it's nothing but like, variants or something. And like,
I mean,
they're different. They're one is different. One is like one isn't like the other.
yeah, this is
I think the
Peacemaker's
I
show at the end of the day.
yeah. And I like the Peacemaker aspects of it all. I think the conversation, I think, okay, number one, I think the opening when Adebayo is running from everybody is just so stupid. Like it's
Like
just
ridiculous.
I get that this is a comedy show, but there are moments where this show dips into parody, and that felt like a parody. Like the way she was running from everybody, the way she hopped the gate, swam through the water, and then we're just picking up off of the last time we see Rip Jagger, the like I don't know, randomly he's just there at the right moment to electrocute everybody in the pool, and I don't know, like that. I was like, okay, whatever. And then they get into the house and have a whole conversation. Um, she's basically telling them like Peacemaker's like he's such a good dude and stuff like that, and all these things while they're playing Scrabble. I think
Yes.
is what it was called.
Scrabble,
While
yes.
yeah, while they're playing Scrabble, and yeah, she says James Gunn writes in a very heavy-handed line about not this Nazi Earth X not being much different from our real world. Super heavy-handed, so caught off guard by that. I was like, geez, man, like sometimes you got to know when to just dial it back just a bit, because
Sometimes directing is
that
important as well. Let's
yeah,
lock
yeah,
in,
I
please.
agree.
Let's lock in.
I agree. But I don't think I have a problem with the directing as much as I do with the line. I have a
So
problem with
you think
that
you
line.
think words on scripts, every single one is read in whatever project it is. You think every single one of those
I mean,
words are read.
unless you want to conveniently say that, oh, this was improvised. This one line was
No,
improvised.
sometimes
Yes, that's what
you
I do
do the
think.
line, and then sometimes you
That's
go,
exactly
do
what I
your
think,
version.
especially when it comes to
Do it
somebody
like
like
this.
James Gunn.
Do it like this. Do
Especially when
your
it comes
version.
to someone like James Gunn, who very much wants his version, his thing.
You've
Obviously, he's
never
not
seen James
directing the
Gunn on a
episode.
set. You've never seen James. He will yell out, "Do this. Try this. Just go. Like
I forgot.
make a joke. Like
I forgot.
you're crazy."
Okay, I mean, fine. But as far as I'm concerned, James Gunn is a very narcissistic, egotistical human being, and everybody's a flawed human beings, and all of us got a little bit of ego, so that's completely fine.
What
I'm
does
sure
that
that
have
he
to do
wrote
with
that in
anything?
this. I'm sure that he specifically wrote that line in the script, and I'm sure that that's the whole point of the season, right? That's the whole point of the commentary, and stuff like that. Like I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
say
it's a
that's the
directing problem.
point.
I think it's a problem with the writing. But again, that's just one thing. There hasn't been much things like that in the writing that's been like that out sticking out like a sore thumb to me. But that specific line, I was like, that is ridiculously heavy-handed and so honestly kind of like privileged. Like it's kind of like a privileged point of view to kind of say something like that. But I mean, other than that, like I thought the rest of the episode kind of like it started to try to wrap things up like kind of quickly, but not at the same time. Like you said, they had Peacemaker just they were interrogating Peacemaker for like half the episode. And to me, it kind of felt very odd. I was like, Keith is just sitting here mad. Like he's like
No,
every
but
other
stuff
time it
happens
cuts
in
back,
between
he's
that,
like, "Oh,
obviously.
but Dad, he killed him," and it's like
This happens very brief. What you're talking about happens very brief. They're interrogating Economos, and while that's happening, Peacemaker and Harcourt are clearly on their way back to the. They're trying to get back to the portal. Then they're interrupted by all these
yeah,
cops, in which Peacemaker's dad from Earth X and Keith go to kill them because they can't find out.
It just feels like it. Um, I mean I don't know. It just felt like I don't know. It just felt kind of awkward. Like it felt very convenient for them to like tie him up and just question him constantly, even though he killed their brother. Like I don't know. And then
Well,
I
the
don't know where
dad
shit just
wasn't
starts popping
particularly
off.
that mad about it.
Yeah, I know. The dad was like, "Well, I didn't really like my other son, so like,
Yeah,
like
like
he was basically like, yeah, whatever." But again, that it just feels very convenient that someone like Keith, like how mad he was in that situation at that moment, is just kind of like, just like okay, and like is talking, like they're just trying to talk to him. Like I feel like
oh, you
the
expected a
reaction,
Star Lord
the
Gamora
reaction
Infinity War? Uh,
No, but just the reaction didn't warn the response
mm-hmm.
isn't like wasn't consistent with the reaction. So I was kind of just
Well,
like
but
feeling
his
in my
dad was
head
telling
like,
him to chill out. He can only chill out so much. He engaged
yeah,
the
but like at the
conflict
same
after his
time,
dad
like
died.
he killed his brother that he like clearly loves a lot. It
Yes,
just felt I don't
and
know,
he
like
tried to throw blows with. He was whooping Peacemaker's ass after that. Like,
yeah, but he wasn't really like I just felt like he could have killed him if he wanted to. But yeah, Vigilante comes in, like you said, stabs the shit out of Peacemaker's dad in that universe. Um, very shock factor moment. Very
no, it's meant to go. You're a
just
Nazi.
yeah, but at the same time, it's like it's cutting a moment of like
Yeah,
dramatic way, a moment of like like something real is going on for
yeah,
like a lot of
yeah.
it's
You're
very
no
shock
different
factor
than these motherfuckers.
and honestly I'm not mad at it because if I'm being real with you, everything in terms of this universe is so it feels so throwaway to me. Everything feels so like this
We're not
universe could blow up. I
exactly.
would not care. Peacemaker would care.
Duh.
I would not. Like
Duh, you're not
and
supposed
it's
to
not
care about a Nazi world.
right, but that's not it's not the thing about the Nazi people. So I don't care. It's just like I don't really like. I'm not really that intrigued by any of these characters in the universe as much as like the concept of an Earth X
That's
is like kind
that's
of
the point.
intriguing. Like,
You're not supposed
I
to
get that,
care
but
about Earth X White Dragon. What you're supposed to care about is what Earth X means to Chris. Why that is affecting his character.
and I don't care about that per se as much as I just care about Chris's journey and some of the like some
Yeah,
of the
that's what it
character
is.
moments like you brought up when he's like reliving his past. Like that moment was cool. That moment was dope, I guess. But like yeah, I don't know. Like throughout the episode, I'm just really just like it feels like I'm really just here to watch the ending at some points. Like they get back and Argus locks him up. And I remember even telling you while we were watching the episode, I was like, oh, wow, he's locked up for a second time. I'm sure he'll get out for a
He was
second
never
time
locked
too.
up.
And he
No, he
literally was
wasn't.
in custody. And then they just let him go scot free because,
Good job.
I think,
He was never locked up.
what? No,
Good
he
job.
was in custody. That's what I mean. They have him in their midst. Rick Flag is working his hardest to get this man. And at every point he gets him, he's probably just going to let Peacemaker go in some convenient way. But yeah, I thought this episode it wrapped things up Like you said, there was a lot in this episode. I don't think there was a lot in this episode as much as there was a lot of the. I think the story's just like starting to move. Like it's starting to get like plot points are getting wrapped up. Like things are getting like. I don't think it was like a lot in the episode per se though. Like
for the episode's runtime, there's plenty that happened in this episode. This is one of the shortest episodes of the season. Like that
I know.
Threw me off so much. I feel like it was gonna end at when Vigilante killed Earth X White Dragon, and I thought it was gonna end when Keith and Chris when Chris was confronting Keith with the emotional thing. But like they will go back to the whole universe. He like gives himself up. I'm like, oh my god, there's still like a couple minutes left. Like there's a lot that happened in that episode. And then Adebayo's on her own thing, doing her own thing.
Yeah, and then they all kind of find each other. Obviously after Vigilante and the gang all like
when Vigilante pulls up to Judo Master and Adebayo in the woods.
Yeah.
He's like,
and then Judo Master and
fucking
Vigilante
guy
trading whips and shit. Yeah, like
I remember this guy. This little fucking guy.
Yeah. One thing I do gotta point out is because I missed it, but it's so stupid that I just have to point it out. John Cena, Peacemaker not noticing the big ass Nazi mural. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's just very stupid to me.
It's a joke.
I understand that it's a joke. It's a very stupid one.
Right. So when you watch like The Naked Gun, there's a big claw that grabs a police car.
The Naked Gun is literally a parody.
Yeah, you're right. And this show
unless this show is a fucking parody to you, you don't really have a point. It's a stupid
You can have paradoxical comedy. You can have
I think you can up to a point. And I think up to a point
bro, I laughed. I seriously said, you didn't know the big ass knots, and the camera cut to a shot of the biggest fucking
I'm sure you did laugh. And I didn't even see it during the episode, so I can't even say. But even if I would have laughed or found that funny, even if I would have laughed, because I didn't rewatch the episode. When we watched the episode, we literally skipped like a second past that. But what like if I thought it was funny, I would still think it's a very stupid joke, and it makes Peacemaker look like very, very stupid, like very dumb. And I get he's not the smartest guy in the room, and I get that there are points where he is very, very unaware of things. But that was just, I don't know. Like I was like, okay, like that's I don't know. I mean, like again, it's clearly a joke, but it's just a very stupid one to me. But yeah, I thought this episode was, I thought it was whatever. I thought it was okay. At this point, I'm just waiting to see what the finale does. An hour of runtime for the finale.
You're probably not like that anyways. I loved this episode. I think this is one of the best episodes, obviously. It's not quite on the level as 1, 6, and there's another one in there. Or 3. 1, 6, and 3. Not quite on the level of those 3. But it's right there. I thought it was great. We found out so many new things. I like the whole like just the whole thing with Chris's dad was such an unexpected thing that I did not see coming at all, like even remotely. In the conflict that Peacemaker had emotionally with what was happening with Chris got to me. Like, I mean, man, John Cena, I mean, this role, I mean, listen, like a glove. I mean, like I've never, ever, as much as I mean, love
it's not
John
really
Cena,
Peacemaker, it's John Cena.
Yeah, as much as I love John Cena, he is my hero. He is my GOAT. He was far before Peacemaker. And, as much as I love the guy, he has never, not even remotely close, stepped into a role that is just this good, where he is firing on every cylinder, comedically, dramatically, what he's doing with putting his body on the line, like every single thing. And what he gave in this episode was so great. And I'm curious to see how exactly this wraps up. This next finale is supposed to be, like, as I said, an hour long. And I'm curious what we do. What is the implication for the future? James Gunn did say something like this will have sprinkles for Man of Tomorrow. And I'm wondering what that exactly is going to be like and how this wraps up. Will Rick Flag still be a part of Argus? Will, I don't know, Sasha Bordeaux go on to make Checkmate? Will Peacemaker die? Imagine Peacemaker just dies. But yeah, I'm curious what happens.
When's the last time? Titties got screen time? Tim Meadows' character.
Did you call him Titties?
Yeah, that's all I could remember him for.
Langston Fury or whatever his name is. When's
the last time that we even saw him?
Wasn't he in the last episode? Wasn't he in this episode?
I feel like he might have been because obviously he was with Argus. But
what was it? This episode or the episode before this when Rick Flag was like, "Just give me some time to think." And just think Tim Meadows walked in the room and sat down with him and was like,
I think it might have been this episode. I don't know. I'm forgetting. But yeah, I mean, we'll see this finale. An hour-long finale after like a long stretch of like 30-minute episodes is kind of weird. It's kind of wild. But I mean, we'll see, man.
Yeah, we're here. We're at the final stretch. We got one more episode of Peacemaker left. I'm thoroughly enjoying this season. Not quite as, perfected and polished as season 1. I could definitely see this being more bingeable than season 1 because of the runtime of the episodes. And I just think it's easy. It's just you're more invested immediately. Whereas in season 1 of Peacemaker, you're not particularly invested in anything.
I don't know. I don't see the investment immediately anywhere in this season.
Let me finish. I think the only thing season 1 really, for a new viewer who has no context, I think the only thing remotely investing is like what's going on with the butterflies and what that is exactly. Peacemaker's character, it starts to mold over the course of that first season, and that's what ends up becoming what you actually fall in love with. But in terms of just what you're invested in, I think this season with Chris and this dilemma of the other universe, and it's perfect, and also the 11th Street kids out on their own, doing their own thing and trying to really get their lives situated, but having to come together for this cause, and how that'll end up being resolved, we'll have to wait and see. But I just find that more investing. But I do think season 1 it's sharp, it's clean, it's simple. It also had the new factor, who's Vigilante, who would have thought Vigilante would have become a fan favorite. I also just feel
like the characters in season 1 were written better.
I'm not gonna.
I don't know if that has to do with them getting more
written better.
I don't know if that has to do with. I don't know if that has to do with them getting more, or if that has to do with.
Well, that's part of it for sure.
Like the buildup of it all, or if it just has to do with what specific stories they're telling. But I don't know, for some reason, in the first season, I was really into the characters. This season,
because they were new, probably. They were really new to you, and you might be getting old with it or something. I don't know. I love Peacemaker.
I mean, it has been a long time. I like Peacemaker. It has been.
I love the whole 11th Street kids. I can literally watch them together forever.
Fuck that. It's been a long time since Peacemaker season 1. Maybe since then I've grown out of some of Gunn's shtick and some of his humor, and when some of the 11th Street kids get some of that, they get kind of saddled with some of that humor. Maybe it's that stuff that kind of turns me off or something. But I don't know. I'm just not into this season that much. I feel like I'm constantly hopping in and out of it. At one moment, I'm like, "Whoa, this."
To be fair, you did have the benefit of binging the first season, so I don't really know how exactly
I mean,
what the difference?
I did, but I just feel like, I did, but I just feel like that's not really the issue for me this season. I just feel like the pacing hasn't been very well. I mean, I just told you, when you have a stretch of 4 or 5 30-minute episodes and your finale is an hour long, that's just not very good pacing. I mean, like on paper, it's not good pacing.
What are you talking about?
In
Pacing in a
watching
show
the
is
show
per
week to week,
episode.
it feels even worse. So
Pacing
I
in a
don't know.
show is
To
per
me,
episode, sir.
to me, I'm like,
it's okay. You're new here.
I don't know. At this point, I'm just hoping that this fucking finale can be really good. Because
are you? I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Because
I think you wanted to land on its face. I think you wanted to absolutely shit the bed across the board. I want it to be
really good because I don't want to feel like I've wasted my time watching 7, 8 episodes all the way up to the point, and that's how I feel right now.
We've
I
viewed
feel like I'm
far
wasting
worse
my time
shows
week to week
for this channel.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Far worse.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but I felt the same about Creature Commandos too. I felt like I was just
those were really short and brisk.
Watching shit week to week.
Those were really
and just hoping that something comes out into to the end. So, but again, with this, I'm also wondering, with the next episode being an hour, are they gonna go back to the other universe again? Like, it makes me wonder if they're like, we're just thinking stuff is wrapped up for now because they went back.
I did see the trailer,
and like maybe like
the episode 8 trailer. They were going into other universes. I don't think we're going back to Earth X. They were. I think they're maybe trying to.
Oh, are we about to get a whole fucking Deadpool Wolverine cameo scene where we're just gonna hop universe to universe and like find a different cameo in each universe?
Find a Dave Bautista Peacemaker. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm curious what happens and how exactly. What is the groundwork for Man of Tomorrow that James Gunn keeps hinting at? Obviously, I don't expect anything too big because this is still Peacemaker. But I'm curious what exactly are those, little treats or whatever he's trying to sprinkle in there that might lead to the next Superman movie. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, like I said. And you guys leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think about this episode of Peacemaker? How excited are you for the finale? What do you think of this season so far? Yeah, anything related to Peacemaker, please drop down in the comments and give us your thoughts. And please like, subscribe, click the bell. All that helps us out a ton. And yeah, like I said, leave your thoughts down below. But that's going to do it. That's it. Really quick one for this episode of the Double Feature Podcast. Obviously, we'll be back with the Peacemaker finale with Gen V episode 6. And maybe some other news if stuff drops. Tron Ares, obviously, we're watching this week. So we'll probably talk about that most likely. And then, yeah, maybe something else drops, but who knows. But those 3 for sure. But, yeah, everyone, thank you for being here. And if you watched up to this point, what are you doing? Please like, subscribe, click the bell. All that helps us out a ton. And, yeah, hopefully we will see you in the next episode, Double Feature. And please jump down in that links or in that description and follow those links or whatever. We're constantly active and constantly like sharing news on social media that most casuals are not aware of. So, yeah, doing that would help us out a ton. And honestly, it would probably help you guys out a ton as well. But other than that, that's going to do it for this episode. It's been your boy 𝙎𝙬𝙎.
My boy Kills.
And hopefully we see you all in the next one.